From the Cold to Hunger, the 1315 to 1317 Crisis Unpacked. The year 1315 began with an ominous sky. Dark clouds hung low, and the usual warmth of spring never arrived. Across Europe, farmers anxiously looked at their fields, waiting for the sun to break through. But the rain came instead, endless sheets of it, drowning the crops and turning fields into muddy wastelands. In a small village in northern France, a farmer named Pierre tightened his cloak against the damp wind. His wheat field, his only source of income, had failed for the first time in his life. His wife, Marie, sat near the hearth, cradling their infant daughter, Elise, who had stopped crying hours ago, too weak from hunger. "We must go to the market," Marie whispered. "Surely someone has food." Pierre had already been there. The market was a battlefield of desperate hands reaching for whatever was left. Prices had soared beyond reason. A sack of barley now cost more than a family's yearly earnings. Even bread had become a luxury. Across Europe, the crisis deepened. The rains did not stop in 1316, and famine crept into every home. In England, entire villages abandoned their homes in search of food. In Germany, rumors spread of desperate men hunting dogs, horses, and even the unthinkable, human flesh. King Philip V of France and King Edward II of England struggled to maintain order. Grain shipments were hijacked by starving mobs, and lawlessness spread like wildfire. Monasteries, once places of charity, locked their gates, unable to feed the growing lines of the desperate. By the winter of 1316, death was everywhere. The roads were lined with corpses, their ribs pressing against thin skin. The smell of decay hung in the air. Marie wrapped Elise in her shawl and rocked her gently, humming an old lullaby. But Elise had not moved for hours. Pierre pressed a trembling hand against her tiny chest. No heartbeat. Marie let out a sound that was neither a cry nor a scream, but something far more haunting. The year 1317 brought relief. The rains finally eased, and the sun broke through the clouds once more. The soil, though exhausted, bore new crops. Food slowly returned to the markets, though prices remained high. Those who had survived, like Pierre and Marie, were forever changed. They buried Elise under the old oak tree near their home, marking her grave with a simple stone. Europe emerged from the famine weaker, haunted by the horrors of hunger. But fate was not finished. Only a few decades later, another terror would come, the Black Death. For now, however, Pierre and Marie stood under the sky, watching as the first golden wheat swayed in the breeze. A promise, fragile as it was, that life would go on,